All right, take 7 here, lucky number 7, hopefully. Unfortunately for me, there was a message sent from our local health authority. I guess they've decided to get serious about whatever variant we're currently on for COVID. And so that interrupted the initial take of this, where again, I had set it up kind of in a way that, it's a bit of an element of surprise. I was trying to work into it, but this is going to be the official debut, I think, probably, hopefully, of my parallel universe of boxing. I should learn how to actually say my own boxing federation or league or organization. I've reset all fighters. I have 204 heavyweight fighters here for Glory Days Boxing. Cut these all out by hand last night. So the video actually that I just uploaded is, I don't know, 12, 14 hours old now, but these have all since been cut out by a line cutter actually that has seen better days. But yeah, could have done a better job cutting them out. But I don't know. I think they look. I mean, here's Ali's card number 1. I think it looks okay. There's no substitute for the real thing if you buy the printed game. But I'm unfortunately not in a good position to do that. So anyway, for this, what I've decided to do is 1 round of the long game, the full game, and just try to sort of teach myself as much as anything. Hope that I do it correctly. And the plan is to 1 round at a time try to learn the full game. Meanwhile, building up fighters' records and rolling them out in 10-round bouts using this Glory Days Boxing quick play chart. So what I'm going to do between the 2 fighters selected here is, again, a 1-round exhibition that won't count for anything, and then a 10-round quick play that, should I do it correctly enough, will actually count toward the record and will go down as the first bout in the parallel universe of boxing. And so for that reason as well, I wanted to have this particular one on camera here. Just because it's the debut. So this is going to kick off the project. A project that what I plan to do is give every fighter, I've reset their records to 0-0, and I'm going to match them up at random. I'm going to give every fighter 10 fights on their record before I start things off, before I start putting them in marquee bouts, tournaments, main events, and things like that. And by that, I mean I'm going to go through, and once these fighters all have 10 fights under their belts, I'm going to see who has the best records and start putting them in more significant fights. And hopefully by then as well, I'll have learned the long game a fair bit better, the actual, the full game, and be able to, again, put them in 10, 15 round bouts and so on. But for the time being, it's going to be 1 round of the full and then 10 rounds of the quick play. And I've chosen a couple of fighters at random. I have on this phone actually, and I still see the icon for it actually showing in the camera. It's called, I think, Random Number UX. I have a list of 204. When a number pops up, it comes out of the list. I've set it to no reset or not no reset, no repeat. I hope that will do the trick then. Anyway, it should. It should. If not, I'm going to have to remember the numbers 36 and 194. I'm going to document all this in a spreadsheet anyway, because I want to make sure that before any fighter gets their second bout, every fighter has had a first bout. And so it's going to take a while. It's going to take over 1,000 fights, but in the meantime, hopefully I can learn this game well as well. So the 2 fighters chosen, unfortunately for me, it's been kind of spoiled. I'm going to have to act surprised when I turn the cards over with an earlier take before it was interrupted by the COVID emergency message. I'm not even sure if you're supposed to say that in a YouTube video. The COVID-19 emergency message, disabling, shutting off the camera automatically. I had revealed these and was genuinely surprised. So I'll try to act surprised when I say that 36. Oh, that's another thing. So all 204 heavyweights, and I really ought to get this desk reinforced, having 204 heavyweights on it. I put numbers in the backs of their cards. And again, these are PDF cutouts. These are not the original cards. And again, the line cutter's old. So the thick paper is a bit frayed there on it. But again, I got this to use, not to look pretty. These are fights. These guys are going to get busy. So it's, I'm not too concerned about it. And hopefully you are not either. But anyway, 36 is Mike Weaver. I know a little bit about him. I think, he's somewhat familiar to me. I want to say tail end of the 70s into the early 80s, probably about a top 5 heavyweight, and I think he at least fought 4 pieces of the title in and around that era. And someone else, somewhat known to me, Zora Folley. Folley famously, or maybe infamously, was one of Muhammad Ali's victims in his first go-around. an early title defense, I think, from Ali pre-exile era. So a couple of names here that we've drawn for the first fight, 36 and 194. 36 being Weaver, he'll have the red corner. 194 being Folley, he'll have the blue corner. The blue corner. And for the quick play, I have 3, and this is where actually the earlier take was shut off. I'm going to use 3D20 for the quick play. I'm going to have a Judge Green, Judge White, and Judge Black, kind of like, I don't know, like Clue or something like that, Mr. Green, Miss White, that sort of thing. So Judge Black, Judge White, and Judge Green there. And I'll use one of these, I guess, maybe to distinguish, I'll go with, I have the red-blue here, and then I have for the 2D10 the black, and so maybe I'll use the white or the green to go with, maybe we'll go with the green there, to go with either fighter should the D20 need to be checked. I'm not sure now, maybe I'll just do all 3 with black. Anyway, the first thing that I would need to do to start things off here is going to be to roll the 2D6, and so I have a 5 red and a 6 blue. And let's see, because again, yesterday I was listening to Kirk Berglund, Tabletop Sports Delaware. I was listening to Al Red Sox fan as well as I was cutting out the cards. And so I'm really hoping that I have this more down pat than last time. I would have to have this. I would have to do a better job than I did last time with this. Let's see. Let's hope. Right? Could it get a whole lot worse? Anyway, 5 here outside 1 star for Mike Weaver and 6 outside 1 star for Zora Folley. My understanding is that means actually I've been given a break here with the first roll. They're going to go toe-to-toe. They're going to be on the outside going toe-to-toe. And so Mike Weaver in the red corner. We're starting things off here, starting the fight off. We'll roll for Weaver first. Weaver with a 42 on the outside. And he's actually just going to miss. And because they're going toe-to-toe, I remember Tabletop Sports Delaware doing this, like, they're going toe-to-toe, no defense. Or, sorry, they're going toe-to-toe, offense only, no counter check. Also no defense check. So toe-to-toe here with a 42. So Weaver has missed on the outside. And so I guess immediately no, that's not entirely true. Okay, so that's a 14, so there were no power shots there, and I should have rolled that actually with these two. There were no power shots, there's no cut swell. So I'm going to go to Zora Folley here now, and I'm going to roll all 3. Okay, so we have a 005 here from the outside for Folley. 13, again, no power, no cut swell check. But 5, Folley should have scored some, and indeed, Folley dances in and out, firing away, 4 punches landed. Double check their adjustments here. We have no traits for both of these fighters, so again, I think I caught a break. It's going to be kept simple for me. And so we're going to give 4 here to Folley in the blue corner. 4 punches landed, and again, because they're toe-to-toe, because they're on offense, there's no defense check or any counter check or anything. Well, there would be a counter anyway for Mike Weaver. So I think now, let me just have a sip and think it over, where I think the first segment of 9 is done. I might also, as I saw, come to think of it, RJL, I knew I was forgetting one name whose content I checked out yesterday for this game. He uses this to keep track of when they're inside and outside of what number they rolled and things like that. So I might do that as well. Of course, I can also refer back to the dice. Someone in a comment mentioned, can't remember if it's my video or someone else's, that they make sure they set these aside so they can refer back to them during the exchange. Anyway, I'm aware that I'm slow talking my way through this one. Let's go to the second segment of 9 here for this exhibition round. So we have a red 5 this time, and it is Folley with momentum as well. He landed 4 punches. Weaver didn't land any. So 1 blue Folley, we have outside 2 stars, and for Weaver, we have outside 1 star. Folley will maintain momentum. It's on the outside. Weaver, my understanding now, would be on the defense. And so we're going to roll for Folley here first. And Folley with the 40, and again, we did say double checking here, it's going to be outside. So outside 40 for Folley. Looks like he's going to connect, crisp jab, cross combo. Connects with 2 more punches landed there. But we do, because Folley's in the offense, Weaver is on the defense, and there's no cut swell check there. And no, actually, wait, with a 5, should double check there, the power. No, Folley's power is a 3 for Weaver. That could have done damage. And so what we're going to do then is we're going to check Weaver's defense here. Okay, 12. So Weaver's unable to, so it's just Folley landing 2 punches. I should have moved that prior. So Folley lands 2 punches. Weaver doesn't land anything. We have completed 2 segments, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 2 segments of 9. And it looks like so far Folley, in control here, pretty one-sided. Folley will maintain momentum. He landed, Weaver did not. So dice rolled again here, this time 3 red. So that for Weaver, that'd be inside 2 stars, but we got to look at Folley. Folley is, Folley doesn't have any there inside. So this will be contested inside. This, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure about now. I mean, Weaver hasn't landed anything. He has the generalship here. He doesn't have the momentum. He has the ring general, my understanding again of it. So it is on the inside, and Weaver again. I think what I'm doing here is Weaver will attack. Folley will try to defend. Folley might be a little punched out from those first couple of exchanges. So Folley here will, I guess, elect the cover since they're on the inside. And then Weaver to the offense here, to the offense, and Folley to the defense, depending on this D20 roll here for Weaver. So again, inside, yeah, okay. So Weaver here on the inside, where we have another 40, because I apparently can't roll too well, and Weaver on the inside with a 40, so he is going to connect here with a hook and with a cross. No power, no cut, swell, check. Let's do the follow-up D20 to see if Folley here can defend anything. With the 7, he's unable to, so Weaver here is now connected with a couple of punches. We've completed 3 segments of 9. I'm aware as well that I'm going very slowly through this. Let's try to pick up speed here just a little bit. So Weaver as well, he landed, Folley did not. Therefore, I'm giving Weaver momentum going into this 4th exchange. Again, hopefully that's correct. I'm not saying that definitely it is, but hopefully it is. This time, however, though, Weaver from the outside drawing a blank, Folley from the outside with a couple of stars. So again, whether he lands or not, my understanding, and maybe I shouldn't be moving the momentum, but my understanding there, 2 stars to 0 equals Folley is now on the offensive. Again, Weaver may be a little punched out from the prior exchange, the most previous exchange. So I'm going to leave those as is and roll here for Folley, I guess, and for his offense. 86 and a 1, so he would do damage should any of those punches have landed. But with the 86, actually, what we're going to get here on the outside is misses. We got to check the opponent's counter, again, because Folley was in the offense here because he had the higher number of stars. Weaver didn't have any. And it was outside again because because the 2 corresponded to outside for both of them anyway. So again, 86 is a miss. There's nothing. There's no cut, swell, check because no punches landed. And there's no fouls or any other extra toppings. So it's going to be simply Weaver looking to counter. Weaver doing a little weaving there, and now he's looking to counter. And with the 2, I believe he has done so. He's scored with a couple of hooks here. So we will leverage momentum back his way, I would think, because he tagged Folley and not the other way around. And we've now completed, I believe, 4 exchanges of 9. So Weaver has taken momentum back here. This time we get a blue 1, which is outside 2 stars, and the red 6 is inside 1 star. So this is why I think it's been referred to elsewhere. I know Tabletop Sports, he rolls the 2d6 and calls it ring general. I would assume, even though Weaver landed in the last exchange and Folley did not, that because Folley has 2 stars and Weaver only 1, this is going to be on the outside, and it's going to be Folley with the initiative at least. For this one here. And this is, again, exchange 5 of 9. Perhaps I should move that a little earlier. Hopefully I don't forget to do my short-term memory doesn't fail me and I push it to 6. Anyway, 96, though. 96 and 9. Do we have to do a foul check? I think so. This is one of the things that I screwed up here last time. So, again, just double-checking, going back, it was 6 inside, so Folley was in control. So it's Folley with the 96. 1 punch will land for Folley, but we need to do a foul check. Folley's foul rating is a 3, so he's not actually fouled Weaver here, and he does get the 1 punch. Maybe it was land borderline, and the ref didn't see it, or the ref tells him, no, it wasn't low, continue, or it was a legal punch. And just, again, I'm going slow here, just kind of double-checking. 1 punch lands, check foul chart. I don't think for a foul that I would roll. This is, and I could very well be wrong. I don't think for a foul that I would roll here to see if Weaver has maybe defended or blocked the foul. I don't think that I do. So 96 again, foul, one punch lands. The 9, it's he's past his foul check. It would need to be 3 or lower. And so, and I'm looking at stamina now. I'm not too worried about stamina for this part of it because it's just a 1-round bout. So I think, and I already awarded Folley his punch. Again, 5 exchanges of 9. I believe I'm just going to move now to exchange number 6. And because Folley, I mean, for what it's worth, he did land one punch. He did have the initiative. I don't know, punch landed on a foul. Would that count as having control? Let's just roll and see here who has the initiative. I feel like maybe that's one little aspect of it that I still don't entirely grasp, like somebody having momentum versus somebody if they have more stars in the follow-up 2d6 roll. It's not quite that they have momentum yet because they haven't necessarily landed anything. But anyway, so we get the 2-6 here. And that is going to be outside and no stars for Weaver. That's going to be outside and 1 star for Folley. So we know that we're outside. And yeah, we know that we're outside for this one. And it should be Folley on the attack and Weaver on the defense. And again, this is 6 of 9 here for the exchanges. So 67 this time for Folley and another 9 from the outside. So it says misses, check the opponent's counter, which I'm going to do because Weaver here is on the defense. And I think counter's about all that he's landed this round, or at least half of what he's landed. So Folley didn't land anything, so we're not checking the defense, we're checking a counter. Oh, and that was a 9, so there was no cut swell, no power because he didn't land anything, so none for either case. And Weaver with the 13, unable to counter with anything. That was just kind of a dead exchange. Some dead action there, nothing happening. So up to 7 of 9 here. And this time it's a 5 red, outside 1 star for Weaver. The blue 4 inside, no stars for Folley. So I'm going to assume that even though Weaver, I wouldn't say he has momentum and both fighters missed on their punches there. One might even argue, whether it's in the rules or not, that neither fighter should have momentum after 20 seconds of nothing. But I think Weaver at least has the initiative, if you don't want to call it momentum. He's outside here with 1 star, Folley being inside with 0 stars. The action will take place in the outside, and Weaver's in the offense, and Folley's in the defense. Okay, so 78. Again, I did say outside. It's misses and check the opponent's counter. And that's unfortunate because that would have been a power shot landed for Weaver. We would have had to go to a chin knockdown check for Folley. But instead, we're going to roll the d20 again and check for a counter for Folley. And again, that's at that 9. So there, yeah, no counter there has landed. So again, I guess we get another 20 seconds, right? I did say 7 of 9. Nothing landed for either fighter. Punches landed right now are 8-4 in favor of Folley. So we're into the final minute here of the round, the final 40 seconds of the round, where I've rolled a red 1. That's 1 inside for a Weaver with 1 star, and 3 outside for Folley with 2 stars. So I'm going to assume that the action here is going to be on the outside, and Folley in control on the offense, and Weaver trying to defend. 77. And again, I did say outside, right? Outside 2 stars there, courtesy of that 3. So 77 misses, check the opponent's counter. Folley trying to land something. And again, there was no cut. It wouldn't matter anyway for the cut swell check or the foul, I'm quite sure, because it's just misses. 20 on the counter, that's not going to get anything done either. He doesn't actually land a counter. So I think we've now had a few exchanges with nothing. These two just feeling one another out still. Definitely feels like a first round of a bout. And again, maybe I'm fortunate here. I've been given a break and that nothing too complicated has happened so far. But in exchange, 9 of 9 here. So let's see. 5 red, that's outside 1 star for Mike Weaver. And 1, that's outside 2 stars for Folley. So again, it's going to be Folley on the offense, Weaver on the defense. Pretty darn sure. Don't think there'd be a toe-to-toe there. Folley with more stars. So we have a 38. Was that not tilted? Again, this doesn't count for anything. Maybe in a more serious fight, I would re-roll there. So 38 here on the outside for Folley. 11, no power, no cut swell. 38 on the outside means Folley is connected with a couple more punches unless Weaver can defend at least one of them. So follow-up D20 roll there. Weaver with the 11. He's not going to be able to defend any of those. And Folley connected, so for Weaver, there's no chance of a counter or anything like that. We didn't get any clinches, no other fouls or funny stuff, but I'm pretty sure also that was exchange 9 of 9. So now, Folley has outlanded Weaver, if I've done it correctly, by 5 punches here in the initial go. So if I'm going to go to the judges here to see who won the round, and again, I've got my 3D20 here, so we have Judge Black, Judge Green, and Judge White. Okay, so Judge Green, we'll look to him first there. 5 punches landed, where he's going to award it to the high, 10-9 Folley. However, so because that was a 16 there, something, for 5 to 8 punches difference, again, punches landed 9-4 in favor of Folley. 16-20, so they have actually scored this fight here, in this round rather, in favor of Mike Weaver. So Weaver there, some interesting scoring in the first round. It is Mike Weaver, actually, I guess, having taken the round. Perhaps it was the quality of punches that Weaver landed. You know, a couple of those counters. Folley, maybe he was trying to look good for the judge. Anyway, I'm going to quit trying to narrate it. So that is a 1 round, a 20-minute round. And now what I'm going to do here, and again, this is the debut. I just wanted to have this on camera for it being the debut, if for no other reason. I might still have to refer to this and or the event chart as things fall here. Get that chart ready. Maybe actually have it back here. So for this one here, Weaver is a 5-star fighter. Folley is a 6-star fighter. I counted that correctly. So Folley gets a +1 here. The blue corner, I'll leave them in their same corners. Folley, 6 in the blue corner. And to Weaver, 5 in the red. Yeah, 5 in the red versus 6 in the blue. So Weaver on a 1-8. Folley on 9-20. Is that how we would? I think that's how it would be done. I guess I should look red first so I don't confuse myself. I got a 5-fighter red up, 5-star red up against 6-star blue. So Weaver needs a 1-8 to win the round. And so now I'm going to drop all 5. I don't think I used the 2d6, although there are some follow-up checks where I might have to, I think. Anyway, maybe not. Okay, so to start things off, we have... 1, 11, and 2. So that would mean actually a 2-1 round for Weaver. So 2 judges saw it for Weaver, and 1 saw it for Folley. Unless with this roll of a 97, it says check red corner for foul against foul rating. First foul, deduct 1 point. Second foul, fighter loses by disqualification. Weaver's foul rating is a 3. So what I would do there then, I'm going to simply take a follow-up here, and I guess Weaver will be DQ'd if I check corner for foul against foul rating. First foul, deduct 1 point. Second foul, fighter loses by disqualification. I don't think I roll for 2 fouls back-to-back here. Like, one could argue maybe that if I rolled 3 or lower twice, that Weaver would be DQ'd, but I think what it means is if there was a foul earlier in the fight, and there's been a point lost already, or there's been a foul already, then the second foul would lose by DQ. I think it's going to be pretty slim that Weaver loses this round that he won by DQ anyway, but let's find out. 10, so no, he's good. I'm going to quit checking now. So it's in the books right now. It's 1-0 Weaver, and I should actually... Okay, so it was... these are still intact. So Judge Green had it for Folley, and Judge White had it for Weaver. And actually, oops, why didn't I think of this here? So I'm going to How can I do that? There's got to be a way to get that done. Gonna score that. Might pause here actually. So 3 judges, green, white, and black. Let's do it this way. We'll say G, W, B. Sorry, this whiteboard's a bit messy, a bit scuffed. So we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this. And Judge Green actually had a 10-9 Folley. Judge White has it 10-9 Weaver. And therefore Judge Black also had a 10-9 Weaver. So I'm just going to do that. And again, the foul check, Weaver didn't foul anyone. So, okay, there we go. Impromptu. Should have thought of that beforehand, and I know it. Anyway, let's have at it here for round 2. A 5-minute quick round there. Quick round, right? So here for round 2, we get... Again, Weaver will win the round on a 1-8, so it looks like 2 of the judges this time has sided with Zora Folley. But before I actually score it, I should look and see. 76 is exciting toe-to-toe round. Change scoring to even round. Power check for both fighters. Okay, so we have a 10-10. Interesting, though, that we do a power check for both fighters because should one of them score a knockdown, how's that going to be an even round? Anyway, Weaver's power 5... or 7. I don't think the 7 would factor into it a whole lot, though. That's right, I have to remember. It's Judge White for Weaver and the other 2 judges for Folley. That was tilted. Let's do that again. That's a 1, so Weaver has scored something. We'll do a chin check for Folley. Folley's chin here. Chin knockdown 4. No, Folley's going to survive it and withstand it. And so I guess for Folley now we do a power check as well. 17, no. So... Weaver must have hurt Folley at some point, but Folley must have done enough elsewhere in the round that the judges, and maybe that's what it is. Folley, I could imagine a round where he outboxed and outlanded Weaver. Again, it was Judge White now has it 2018 Weaver, or sorry. No. Has it 2019 Weaver, that's a 10-10 even round, and 10-10 here, and also 10-10 here for Judge Black, and... Okay, away we have at it here for round 3. Okay, so for this one here, again, Weaver-Folley, and 55 as a modifier. So 53 to 56, check for knockdown TKO against fighter that lost the round if the chin rating is 4 or higher. So Folley's chin rating is indeed 4. So not only has Weaver won the round, but I have to check to see if maybe he's even stopped Zora Folley here. So Weaver, again, I should check here. So green and black, white has it for Folley. I'm going to do that first, actually. I can always change it after. Judge Black has a 10-9 Weaver. And Judge White has a 10-9 Folley. And Judge Green has a 10-9 Weaver. So I'm just going to take one of these D20s here and check. 3. Oh, check for knockdown or TKO against fighter. And actually, this is an asterisk. I go straight to the chin will check. That's right. The will, it's a TKO. The chin, it's a knockdown. So Weaver, I will have to change it actually to a 10-8 then, because Folley's chin, he has been knocked down. So I believe what I would do now, I mean, I'm going to... go straight to chin and will check. I'm going to also check to see if Folley's just been, if he's out for the count. Let's see if Folley can even get up from the knockdown first. I might be skirting the rules. Barely gets up from the knockdown, so I am going to do one more D20 roll here for Will. Okay, so Folley has decided he wants to continue, even though, again, I'm now going to change that. I know what to do about the 10-9 Folley round. Well, what I'm going to do, actually, let me see here. I mean, it shows here if there's a knockdown. Because the knockdown, that's going to change things. So if there is a knockdown, I guess it's not done by difference of punches landed. So equals high score, low score for fighter with the most knockdowns. I use regular chart. So I might be skirting things a little bit here, but I think obviously anytime that there's a knockdown, the easiest thing to do is to score the round 10-8 for the fighter who scored the knockdown. So I'm going to change that 9 to an 8. I'm going to change that F to a W. And think little else of it. Weaver in control here in this fight now after 3 rounds. So I'll try to speed up here a little bit into the 4th round. And so in the 4th round here, that's a 10, a 7, and a 17. So it looks like Folley might have come back because, again, Weaver 1 to 8. But checking the 34 here, any fighter with 4 or more power makes a power check for a knockdown or a TKO, and a will check if the fighter, the opponent, I presume there, is hurt but not knocked down. So Folley's power is only a 3, Weaver's is a 5. But again, let me just score the round and get that out of the way before I start using the D20s again. So we have here Judge Black has scored this fight 10-9 for Weaver. Scored the round 10-9 for Weaver. And then Judge White has a 10-9 Folley verdict for the round. And Judge Green also has a 10-9 for Zora Folley after 4 rounds. However, 34 again was the modifier, I'm going to call it. So any fighter with 4 or more power makes a power check for a knockdown or TKO, and even a will check if the opponent is hurt but not knocked down. So 18, so that's, yeah, Weaver has, maybe he swung with some haymakers there, but they didn't do damage to Folley. So let's get this thing going for round 5. And in round 5, I see the 98, but first we have Weaver-Folley. So Judge Green this time, likening it for Weaver. Whereas Judge White, that's going to be 10-9 Folley, because again, 9 or above goes to Folley in a normal round. And because he's a 6-star fighter, Weaver's only a 5. And then Judge Black there also with a 10-9 for Zora Folley. But we need to look at the 98 also. It says check the blue corner for foul against foul rating. So we had to do similar to Weaver there earlier. So again, I'm just going to do a straight D20. I've already scored them with the D20s. 19 and Folley's foul rating is a 3. So we're in the clear and we go into round 6. And in round 6, and I hope that would have fallen on a 4 anyway, I think. Round 6 is a Weaver round on 2 of 3 judges' cards, and then we'll check the 39. So green goes Folley, whereas white and black both favor the work of Mike Weaver. Yeah, that landed on a 1 in that round. I realized I could use the actual score sheet, but I got 5 or 10 of them. I don't want to waste paper yet. What I should do actually is laminate the score sheet, and then once I'm done, I can take a picture of it. So got to get back to that same print shop that prints at a time when they're open. They're not open today, and I can get some things coded as well. Anyway, 39 before I forget to. 37 to 42, any fighter with 5 or more power makes power check for a knockdown TKO. So even, I mean, this was a Weaver round anyway. Let's see if he added a little to it, and then I might have to look again to that judge who scored it for Folley. That's okay. So 10 for Weaver, that's not going to pass his knockdown check. And so we have 6 rounds here in the books. We go into round 7. And, oops, I have the drop. I'll roll this one separately. Okay, so 1, that's Weaver. So, again, 2 for Weaver, 1 for Folley. The judges seem pretty decided. We're getting a lot of high rolls with the 2D10. This one is his rear event chart. 1D6 even, red corner, odd blue corner. So, I guess I'll take the red. That's going to the red corner, a rare event chart, and we're going to roll for the red corner. So, just preemptively, again, I might have to change it, but I'm going to go Judge Green here has a 10-9 Weaver. Whoops, not 19-9, but 10-9 in round 7. And whereas Judge Black has a 10-9 Folley. And Judge White also has this round for Weaver. And we go to the rare event chart. Not even the event chart, but the rare event chart, I believe. The rare event chart roll. 1D6 even red corner, odd for blue corner. It doesn't say anything about checking the event chart prior to checking the rare event chart, and a rare event, only one of any type, can occur in a fight. If an injury occurs, -1 star for the affected fighter. So, okay. So should Weaver hurt Folley, this would be a 5-star and 5-star fight. Between two 5-star fighters. Anyway, I'm going to then bypass the event chart and go straight to the rare event chart, because it does say there again, rare event chart, not event chart. Where we get, again, that would have landed on 50 anyway. I'm going to go with it. So 55, let's see what we got. Can't be rolling all day. So 55. Fighters go at it. Crowd erupts as both land 6 punches. This segment, power checks for both. Okay, power checks for both. Now that is an asterisk. I don't know if that asterisk would be in line with this asterisk, which just says go straight to a chin will check. I could see that actually. Because it does say there for 55 that power checks for both. Do I do power for both and then chin for both? Let's just start rolling and try to figure this out as we go. So, and I was starting in the 1d6 even red corner, so I'm going to go to the red corner first. So Weaver has connected on Folley with something that could, really do a lot of damage to Folley. So we look at Folley's chin knockdown. Folley's already been down once in this fight, and I think he's going to be down again as Folley, because another thing too that I have to keep in mind, Folley's stamina, we're in round 7 now. Folley's stamina is 70, but this is the 8th round, or sorry, no, this is the 7th round, but still set divided by 10, subtract 1. It's down here in the chart, below this quick play chart. So Folley, his stamina is done. So this is going to be another knockdown here. Folley has been knocked down. So I think before I check anything else, I need to check and see if Folley is out. Looking at that 55 again. Power checks for both. Well, let's see. Maybe we get a double knockout. Let's check here. Folley's power is... Weaver's drops to a 2. Wait, Weaver with the stamina 70. Oh, shucks. Okay. In that case, anyway, let me see here. It did say power checks for both. Folley with a 2, so Folley has connected. Both fighters doing damage here. And let's see if Weaver, whose chin knockdown, he needs a 7 with a 4. So maybe there's been a double knockdown in this thing. Maybe I need to do will checks here on both. Wow. Okay. I have no idea anymore. I'm being quite honest here. 13, the will check there. Now, I don't know. From Weaver, do I count that 13 for Folley? Do I count it for Weaver? This is bananas. I don't know. And then the 4. I almost feel like saying that Folley has stopped Weaver. My reasoning being here that I should have started from the red. And but again, did Weaver even score a knockdown in the first place? Because that was the 2. I need to remember that official, that roll there. Wow. Call it off and declare it a no contest. No, after 4 rounds, they just go to the judges' cards. So both fighters evidently did a lot of damage to one another there in that round. And I have to be honest, obviously, and I just have to say that I'm not quite sure how this one ended. Again, if I try to rewind as much as I can, there was a 99, a rare event chart check, 1d6. That came out, I think, to this red 4 that's still sitting there here. So even red corner. So I was trying to go Weaver for the power check, Folley for the... and then Folley for the chin check, I guess. But because the 55 that came up there in the rare event, it was fighters go at it. I think that should say fighters go at it. Crowd erupts as both land 6 punches. This segment, power checks for both. So even though the asterisk here says go straight, there is no asterisk next to the 99. So I would dismiss that, I would think. And I would go straight to the power check for both fighters. And my wife's home now. And this took longer than I thought it would. So Weaver has, again, they both landed 6 punches. A power check for both. Because it came up red, I would think I would start for Weaver. If Weaver wasn't too tired, which he should have been actually after 6 rounds because of what it says here, fatigue, divide their stamina basically by 10 and then subtract 1. So the fighters should be tired after round 6, both of them. And so if Weaver might not have even connected with the knockdown there. I don't have to officially score a winner to this fight. I think I will play this one back. And I think for practice now, maybe big asterisk here next to round 7. This could be over here in 7. But just in case it isn't, let's see if we can roll our way into some more pandemonium. This is possibly just for practice now. Again, the 1 round, the long bout there, it doesn't matter. The only way that it would count, it wouldn't count actually. I was just going to say it's possible that 36 and 194 come up again in a future bout, but that round will be dismissed. It's not going to count toward anything. So into the 8th round we go, whether or not we should. And we have here, so we have a 6, an 11, and a 13. That is a 2-1 Folley round on the judges' cards, with green favoring Folley, white also favoring Zora Folley, and Judge Black there has given the fight to, or not the, I keep saying the fight, I mean the round, to Weaver. We'll give it a standard 10-9, pending the 31, pending a check on the 31 here. Any fighter with 4 or more power makes a power check for a knockdown or a TKO. At this point, they are both fatigued, the 2 and the 4. Although it's possible, I mean, with that 4 there, they could hurt and then TKO. So maybe I'm just going completely off the rails here. But any fighter with, what was it there, 31, so 4 or more power. Folley doesn't have it anyway, but Weaver does. Weaver does. So I'm going to assume that maybe he stunned Folley. I'm going to do a will check here. I'm going to assume that Folley is hurt but not knocked down. With a will check and a 12, Folley will survive to rounds 9 of this potential possible practice round here. So we're still going to score it for Weaver 10-9. We'll assume Folley did enough elsewhere in the round that we're not going to take 2 points from him. And this one here, it's only Judge White this time who likes Weaver. The other 2 judges favor the work of Zora Folley. So we got 10-9 Folley, 10-9 Weaver, 10-9 Folley from Judge Black there. And then we have 84. So 84 defense check on the fighter who lost the round. That's Weaver. And the result is a -1, -2 if he wins the round. And if the result is a +1 or a +2, he loses the round 10-8. Oh, and the defense check, right? So the defense check here. So for Weaver, it's both a +1 and a +2. So I guess here with the D20, let's see here. Okay, so it's possible that he's lost this round 10-8, I see. 6, 1, 4, and 5. So I've conveniently avoided all of that. We've got one more round here to go in this thing. Okay, so in the 10th and final round, it looks like unanimously this time, the judges for the round, if not necessarily the fight, the judges all like the work of Folley. Should Folley have survived round 7, I guess maybe he took over in the latter half of this bout. And so 52, however, let me see if Weaver, maybe knowing that he needs something, check for knockdown or TKO against the fighter that lost the round if the chin knockdown rating is 3 or higher. The chin knockdown rating for Weaver, especially when tired here, is a 7 and can be hurt on an 11. So yeah, in the TKO, that'd be a will check. It would say here go straight to chin and will check, right? So for Weaver, let's see. Maybe Folley stopped him late. 12. Look at that, narrowly avoiding both being knocked down and stunned. So adding up the scores here now. And now I've actually made it kind of complicated I'm going to pause, actually. All right, so early in the fight, and it was interesting going through. Hopefully I've added everything up correctly. I think that I have. I hope that I have. The story here was one of, was Weaver early and Folley late, but was it enough? And was there a stoppage in round 7? If there wasn't a stoppage in round 7, this is going to be Weaver by split decision. We have 96-94 Folley from Judge Green. But Judges White and Black, they both have the fight here. 96-94 Weaver, 96-94 Weaver. So, and I think the stoppage also would have pertained to Folley. I'm going to have to play it back and go through it, but I think either way we could say that Weaver is the right guy winning to have won the round. Where, as I recall as well in our one-round exhibition, I think though Folley outlanded Weaver, I think Weaver ended up winning the round, and again perhaps landing the more significant punches. So it looks like this verdict is Weaver's, even though he's a 5-star fighter, and Folley is a 6-star fighter. And this could very well, I'm going to double check things, but this could very well go down in the books as the first fight of thousands that I intend to do for the parallel universe of boxing. Anyway, anytime, any consideration that you give to this video or any hockey video or any other on this channel, while it's never expected, it is always appreciated. So let me know if you know the Glory Days boxing game and where I may have erred there in round 7 in particular of the quick play, or if there was something that I did in the first round. I would not be all that surprised if there's something I did in round 1 that I shouldn't have done, or something that I didn't do but should have done, something like that. So anyways, cheers, thanks, and bye for now.